Spider-Woman. Farmer Superman. And I'm Wonder Woman in my invisible jet. So despite being in this environment, 24 hours a day, and really acclimatizing to this concept of being able to float around, it never gets old. Getting to take advantage of this incredible environment to do things that you're not able to do on the ground, backflips, front flips, but then also to just see things like water, fundamental physics at work, to float a bubble of water in front of you, and then to goof around a little bit and blow a bubble of air inside a bubble of water that's in front of you. And then of course we are well aware that we're surrounded by electronics, so we are very, very careful while we're playing. We never mess with each other during PAO events. And if it's funny the first time, then it must be so funny the second time.
It's like a professional yo-yoer on a space station.
Oh, wait a minute. What is this?
It has a shovel.
Chill ball.
Not sure how I
We just need to be careful not to break.
signed up to be the object of a game. So in addition to the fun, there's a lot of hard work, and added to the workday is the opportunity, the need to exercise. So we have 3 countermeasures to maintain our health so that we can return home safely and successfully. Living in weightlessness is akin to laying flat in bed for 6 months straight. It is very hard on the body, and so we have these 3 countermeasures. You saw the treadmill and the exercise bike to maintain cardiovascular fitness, and then we have this incredible machine called ARED, the Advanced Resistive Exercise Device, which provides up to 600 pounds of resistance through evacuated cylinders. It can be reconfigured to squats, deadlift, reverse deadlift, to load our bones to maintain bone health and muscle strength, so that when we get back to the earth, we're in as good a shape, if not better shape, than when we left. Here I'm making a birthday cake for Wadi. She celebrated her birthday within days of our arrival on orbit, so I used maple muffin top, rehydrated fruit, and vanilla pudding to create that cake. And I mean, it just underscores the importance of food, not only for our nutrition, but we use food to commiserate, to celebrate, and it doesn't change on orbit. And we were particularly excited about pizza night.
One of our favorite things to do besides eat pizza is to hang out in the cupola, where we have the 7 windows that open up to see the Earth
Alright, so
below.
large circular feature, which I believe are the Pinnaconte Peaks. Got them, yeah, I've got the target in sight.
So one of the cool things we're able to do in the cupola is make scientific observations. So we can observe the surface of the Earth and how the surface is changing. We can see natural disasters, events like hurricanes, fires, volcanic eruptions, things like that. And then what's really neat is we are able to kind of see the Earth from a remote sensing or from kind of an orbital perspective, and then marry that with observations that are made on the ground in the field in situ, and in a very similar way to how we will expect to do scientific work on the moon. So with really neat applications there and for the future.
And that's we get to use it as not only research, but and science, but also just fundamental to the human experience of being in space is looking out the window and enjoying what you see. And the Earth never ceases to amaze. It is constantly putting on a show for us, and every pass is different. The weather changes, the terrain changes, the water changes, and it is just an incredible privilege to get to be up there and to observe this amazing planet. And you truly learn to see it as an oasis in the blackness and the darkness of space. That this is a place that harbors life, and that we really need to take care of it. Some of my favorite moments during our mission were just those quiet moments, sitting in the cupola, looking down on the Earth, getting to share it with a crewmate or two, just quietly watching the Earth go by and looking at the amazing beauty that it puts in front of us. We were up there for a couple periods of heightened geomagnetic activity, which resulted in just some of the most spectacular aurora. It is a real privilege to see aurora from space, but the things that we saw up there were just second to none. And they extended to look. The space station was actually flying right through the aurora in a lot of cases, and it was just such an incredibly beautiful experience. But alas, all good things must come to an end, and October 14th of last year rolls around, and it's time for us to come home. So we put on our launch and entry suits, we said a bit of fond farewell to Expedition 68 and Crew 5, and hand over the keys to the space station to them, and we get ready to come home. We set another record for the fastest return of a U.S. vehicle from station. So just over 4.5 hours or so from undock to splashdown, just up the road here off the coast of Jacksonville. We appreciate everybody ordering up the amazing weather for our return. It was absolutely spectacular. One of the key experiences that I remember is after deorbit burn, right around this point, looking out the window and seeing how fast the Earth is going by. As we get lower and lower, we get faster and faster, and it was just so fast. It was amazing. But after you've been falling for that long, from 250 miles, there is no more beautiful sight than seeing these orange and white parachutes open up. We were a late afternoon splashdown. There was not a cloud in the sky. The way the sun lit up the parachutes, from our perspective, seeing them on our displays, and certainly looking here was just amazing. And the Atlantic Ocean, I've never seen that calm. So it was pretty spectacular. We were told that we're the first crew since Apollo to land in the Atlantic Ocean, so that was a pretty special event. SpaceX was really quick at getting to the capsule. They hoisted up out of the water, opened the hatch. I will never forget that sensation of the first breath of fresh air when that hatch cracked. Again, the weather was perfect because it was 72 degrees, which is exactly the temperature it was on station, so we had no temperature shock. But the fresh air was definitely a welcome thing. They get us out of our suits, we take a helicopter to the airport, and then we get on the NASA airplane, which flies us back to Houston. And as we pull in here, they open the door, and this is our first chance to get to see our friends and family in 6 months. And so, what a special culmination to an incredible mission. We get to come out, we get to see a lot of our friends and colleagues that help teach us, help mentor us, help get us to where we needed to be ready to fly. And for them to come out in the middle of the night when we arrive out there was really special, and it was great to get to see some people that aren't us.
Thank you for being a part of that journey. We would love to answer any questions.